get started, I just want to say, just because I say something here doesn't make your experience not valid. It doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong, or this is right and that's wrong. And this is completely open to whether you want to change what you're doing or you don't. I'm just coming here with a little bit of science and my personal recommendations, okay? With that being said, hey, how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hey, welcome. This is where we get sciencey, a little bit honest, sometimes controversial, and quite frankly, just human. So remember, I have feelings, everyone around us has feelings, and if you can be anything in the world, be a little bit kinder. In today's video, I wanted to talk about refreshing. Refreshing in the curly world is something that there is so many tools, crafts, ways to do it, ways not to do it. Now personally, when it has come to me and my clients, we do not tend to refresh unless absolutely necessary. Some people refresh every single day. Some people refresh once every couple of days. Some people refresh never. There are so many different types of refreshing and products to refresh with, whether that's spray down with water, oils, add a bit of leave-in. None of it is wrong and none of it is right. What I am trying to do is change the way that we look at refreshing, because typically in today's society, we have found that curly hair once has never been really seen. It's something that you should be ashamed of. It was not deemed as professional. It wasn't deemed as something that you could wear out on the streets. You couldn't have a corporate job with it. You couldn't be a professional with curly hair. If your hair looked a certain way, you were deemed a certain way. As curly hair has become more accepted, it is now at a point where everyone that has curly hair is now trying to make their hair look like the perfect curl versus embracing what they have naturally. Because of the society's standards of what hair should and shouldn't look like, wearing your hair natural and in an undefined or frizzy or voluminous state is not accepted in the same way that straight hair is or the perfect curl is. As we dive into it, brands have also taken on that space of saying, okay, frizz is bad, so what can we do to ultimately sell your product to make your hair less frizzy? How can we make your refresh days frizzless? How do we do X, Y, and Z? There's a common theme here, right? We've gone from wanting to accept all parts of curly hair to only accepting it if it looks a certain way. And I would love to be a part of the reason that why that changes, and actually we just embrace our hair for ourselves in its undone and done state. Someone that I would love for all of you to follow is Ali Masters. I will put it down here on the screen somewhere. We have never met in person. I hope one day that we meet in person. All of her videos are very much, my hair is done, whether you think it's done or it's not done. In its natural state, it's done. When I talk now about having your hair in its undone state and it being done, or its done state and it being done, your girl Ali was the one that inspired me. Credit is due where credit is due. She is amazing, and if you don't already follow her, please go and follow her on every aspect possible. Now, from the research that I've done, I asked a lot of TikTok, I asked Instagram, and I asked YouTube why they refresh. It was between making their curls look more presentable, hydrating the hair, getting rid of frizz, or simply that that's what they have been told to do, so they do it. And I would like to open the kind of science door a little bit, just to explain in a very simple form what happens when hair is wet and dry. Almost like a side-by-side version of what hair is in a straight form versus a curly form. Hey, future Callum hair editing. I just wanted to add in a few things before I finish this video. So when hair is wet, it is in a beta state. When hair is in its dried natural state, it's in a alpha state. And when hair is manipulated, it is in a dry beta state. That's all I need you to remember. But just know that when the hair goes from wet to dry, when you are diffusing, depending on how you've manipulated the hair, whether you finger coiled it, whether you pulled tension on it, it is drying typically in a beta state, unless you are leaving it to dry without doing any manipulation whatsoever. Curls, as you know if you have curly hair, change every single time that you wash your hair. That curl forms differently, it dries differently, the amount of product that you have on it is different. Refreshing doesn't necessarily give you what you want. You have to add products in, you have to restyle. You can't just spray a bit of water on and it looks exactly the same as it did on day one. Everything that we're trying to do is to have day one hair on day one, day two hair on day two, day three hair on day three, etc, and forward and forward. We need to understand that hair shouldn't look like day one throughout the whole entire week, because day one is your most hydrated, most defined and flattest day. Day 7 is going to be your most undefined day, your most dehydrated day, and ultimately your frizziest day, because your hair's searching for moisture. With that being said, if you feel like you want to refresh, do so. I challenge you to this. Your next wash day, spend a little bit more time trying to get as much water into your hair as possible. I have enough videos here for you to have the understanding of how to get water in, how to shampoo your hair, how to condition it, how to style it. Do all of that in the best way possible, and I promise you that you will have to refresh less, if not at all, until your next wash day. If your hair is getting everything that it needs, you should not have to refresh it at all. Obviously there are anomalies in this. There are people that have got very overly processed chemically treated hair, which is going to end up drying out quicker. So they may need a use of something to make sure that the hair doesn't go brittle. But if you are putting everything in your hair on day one, e.g., say if your hair is chemically treated like that, we're going to go in with a bond building shampoo conditioner, we're going to go in with some form of bonding leave-in, maybe a curl cream and a gel or a foam. Everything that you put in on a wash day should last you until you wash it again. As long as you're not going past 10 days, but ideally 5 to 7 is kind of where I'm at. There are preferences, there are standards of what hair should and shouldn't look like, and then there is us that are open to new things. I will never tell you that what you're doing is wrong. I have been burnt in the past with language, my own language, and addressing things a certain way. I'm not trying to tell anyone that what they're doing is wrong. I'm just trying to guide us all in a space where we can be accepted for who we are as we wake up. And this isn't the first, I'm not the first person to start speaking these facts. With all that being said, I hope that some of this makes sense. I know that there is sometimes a kind of urge to be like, well, I don't want to fucking listen to you. That's fine, you don't take a step back and speak to that inner child. What would you tell them in that if their hair was in its undone state? You're gonna tell them that it looks like crap? No. You're gonna tell them that they're beautiful themselves in the way that they are, right there, present in that moment. You are too, and you don't need to listen to brands, influencers, people that have their own experiences with their own hair, but that's not your hair. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. I am going to cook some dinner because I'm fucking starving. Do you like this setup, by the way? I'm literally sat in my living room on some pillows, but I just wanted to film this video because there's been quite the talk on the internet about me and refreshing, so I just wanted to put my feelers out there. Someone said it was for views, and it wasn't, but now it is. So, bye!